Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when we feel like 8 o'clock. Just happens to be when I feel like it. And this is B, and I'm Pow, and we are BpoW. Yes. So hockey's back. That's exciting. Baseball is back. So exciting. I'm losing my mind. I can't wait. It's amazing. Did a little vacation with the lady there for the last 3 days. So I told her that I'm now taking a vacation from you. And we're going to be doing sports for days. So we were doing a little series before this all happened, the COVID, about differences that B and I have and little debates that we have when we disagree on things, which doesn't happen all that often, but it does happen. And when it does happen, it's kind of fun. So we're going to continue doing that. We're going to get on we're both on the opposite ends of a series here, and we're going to get into why we think that we're going to talk about the Columbus-Toronto game and why Columbus is going to win and why B is wrong.
Oh, it's going to be vice versa. Why Columbus is going to lose and why Toronto is going to win in probably 3 games.
Yeah, I think Columbus can sweep this. He thinks Toronto can sweep this. So, we're on opposite ends. And let me say, most people are on B's side on this one. And I usually get a little dicey when B's on something like this and he's hard on it because it burns me. But I'm sticking with my guns, and we're going to talk about it right now. So, Brian, why is Toronto going to win this series?
For starters, guys, if you have any opinions, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Don't be shy. Whether you're siding with me or with Perlo for Columbus, I like Toronto here for a number of reasons. The stability of Frederik Andersen, the pressure. He's been there, done that. He seems to show up in these big moments, these big games. He seems to play at his best. I also think that Toronto is going to have them figured out. I think Toronto has had plenty of time to figure out Columbus and the way they play, and I think they're going to exploit their defensive ways of playing. And I think Toronto is going to just explode offensively and just, I can see Columbus having some goaltending issues. I think they're both great goalies. But I think if he goes with Merzlikins, I think there could be some issues. Korpisalo might be upset. And also, depending on which goalie they do pick, there's going to be a lot of pressure on them, regardless if it's Korpisalo or Merzlikins. So, and another one of the big points I want to make is Toronto's ability to score. Columbus has struggled to put the puck in the net all season, and Toronto is one of them, highest scoring teams that could score 4 or 5 goals a game. So I think if Frederik Andersen does play bad, I think the team can still pick him up wins just by scoring 5-6 goals a game. But like you mentioned earlier, if we're going to be playing Columbus's style, a choppy game, there probably won't be a whole lot of goals scored. So it could be Columbus's style, and hopefully we don't see that. I don't think we will. I think given the fact that we've had so much time off, and Toronto's scouting, their coaching staff, I'm sure they've been picking apart these matchups and scenarios and then possibilities and what to do and how to face this high defensive team. So I think Toronto will have them figured out. I don't think they'll have any issues. Don't forget, they've pushed a Game 7 twice to Boston. So Toronto's no pushover team.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I understand. Yes, it's with Matthews especially. Matthews can shoot the lights out, no doubt about it. And against any other team, I may take Toronto. Almost any other team. You said that Toronto is going to come with a game plan against Columbus that is going to nullify their defensive system. This is where I got to see it first, because they're going against a game plan that is basically a very simple game plan and has perplexed so many a team this year in the regular season. I think Toronto did win their one game against Columbus or something like that in the regular season.
Early going of the season, home opener for Columbus. So Columbus had a home. They were at home. They had a healthy team, and they lost 4-1 to Toronto 2 days after the season started. I think that's a lot to consider because looking at a healthy team, and also a hungry team. Every team wants to win their home opener for their fans. And Toronto beat them 4-1.
Yeah, I don't really put too much stock in that because it's the first game of the season. They got a lot of young players. They were just working in guys like Emil Bemstrom, Alexander Tessier, Gustav Nyquist. Like their whole lineup had changed, right? Because they lost Panarin and they lost their goaltender. So it wasn't. It was a team that was growing still, and Columbus played well pretty quick, but the longer the season went, the better they were. And then at the end of the season, they were lining up in their system really well. Without Seth Jones and without Zach Werenski over that period of time, plus tons of injuries. So they had he was doing it with a lot of different players, but the system in play was getting in place. By the end of the year, I saw a team that could beat just about any team in the playoffs, just based on that system they play. Now, what would I do if I was Toronto? Like, how do I think Toronto would win this? They're going to have to. They are built for possession. They brought in Dubas, who is a complete analytics guy. The team is built for possession. Keefe apparently is on the same page as a statistical analytic coach. They have an analytic general manager, and they're going to run on playing a possession game. How are they going to play a possession game against Columbus Blue Jackets? Columbus Blue Jackets are licking their lips right now. This is a team they want. Come and do it. We want your possession, guys, because we are going to ice the puck. We're going to slow down the game. We're going to pass it around as much as we can. We're going to go in the corners, and guys like Bemstrom, who really is a young kid that doesn't have much offense. His only job is to go in and beat the shit out of Cody Ceci. I could almost beat the shit out of Cody Ceci. So that's what they're going to do. Foligno, all of these guys are going to go take on the Tyson Berries and Travis Dermott's and Cody Ceci's of their lineup, and then leave it so Riley and Muzzin are going to have to play 30 minutes a night. And while doing that, then they've got to go up against the Dubois and stuff like that, and they're going to play that same type of system as well. Now, Morgan Riley and Jake Muzzin, I love them. I love them. I think they're great defensemen. It's basically their whole defense. The rest of their defense, I'm not a fan of. If they can play the crap out of them for 5 games and they can do it without putting the other guys on the ice too much, I'll give them a chance. I mean, on paper, Toronto's offense looks fantastic. I agree. Nylander, Matthews, Hyman, Mikheyev, Tavares, Marner, who, by the way, Keefe said that they want to play Tavares on the wing. I like that idea for this lineup. Putting Nylander as a center and putting Tavares on the wing, that tells me this is a coach that has come to realize he needs some grit on the wing because they don't have any. Like, literally don't have any grit on the wing. Kyle Clifford, that's your grit on the wing? Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And against the Columbus team that is built for this, I think they're going to beat the shit out of them. If it was a 7-game series, I would definitely even be more bullish on Columbus. A 5-game, Toronto can get the bounces. Like you said, if Merzlikins is nervous because he's young or whatever,
well,
Korpisalo isn't, then...
there's got to be a possibility that maybe Merzlikins might feel uncomfortable if, he's picked over Korpisalo. There might be a little bit of, Korpisalo might get upset because they're taking the kid over him, But I mean, yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup for sure. I mean, Toronto's got a lot going on for them. They've got a lot of talented players, but I think a lot is going to depend on that first game, that first period. Whether they can really, get a hold of Columbus and really, if they can score 4 or 5 goals in the first period and really shake them up, get a goaltending change. A lot like I know Tampa had a 4-goal lead in game 1, and Columbus came back, I think, and won that game, right? And won all 3 afterwards.
Yeah.
But I mean, they also had Bobrovsky, they also had Duchesne, I believe, and Dzingel and a number of other players. And I think one of the issues too is Columbus did deal with a lot of injuries throughout like the half of the season. But now that those players are back, are they going to have that same type of chemistry, like they did against Washington? Are they going to, you know what I mean? Like, are they going to have those young, gritty players, or are they going to be replacing them with fresh, healthy players that are back, So, I mean, I don't know. I think I've seen more consistency out of Toronto, and I think Anderson, it's a lot to do with Anderson.
Now, another thing is that I like about Columbus is this, and this is really the biggest reason. If Merzlikins was playing like he was playing going in, right, and Korpisalo was playing fairly well as well. But how good are they? I don't know.
That's what I mean. We've had a 4-month break.
Well, not just that. Tortorella's defensive system makes players look good. Bobrovsky, good example. He makes goalies look good because he knows he doesn't have one system. He works with his team, works with his goalie, asks the goalie, I want you to be completely honest. What's your weakness? How can we position our defense to make it so that weakness isn't shown up more? That's what Tortorella does. And you've got Werenski, Jones, Gavrikov has been so underrated this year. It's been fantastic. David Savard, Murray's healthy. Now, he could stub his toe tomorrow. Who knows? Ryan Murray gets an eyelash in his eye, and he's out for 3 months. So it's hard to say that he's going to be there. That I'm a little bit concerned about. Dean Kukan, who has been very good for them as well. I think they've got Liam Foudy positioned at left wing. I think they're going to play Stenlund, a 6'4" guy who can skate. And they're going to do as much as that. They're going to missile them in the defense. They're going to missile that defense. Like Barry, dude, I don't know what he's going to do. Seriously, he's going to get.
Maybe he'll be the X factor.
Every time he hits that corner, he's going to get his ass kicked. Barry does not show that he can have much. That he has much pushback. That's the reason why Patrick Waugh couldn't stand him in Colorado. He absolutely couldn't stand him, and I don't blame him because you just got to say boo to the guy, and all of a sudden he doesn't want to go into the corners. And on a Toronto team that already has a defense that doesn't want to do that for the most part anyways, I don't like it. I just don't like that aspect of it. And that's the reason why I want to go win. And people are going to be crushed, and I freaking don't like it. I really hope I'm wrong. If Toronto wins this series, I'll get, that would mean that they're doing exactly what you said, that they have devised a possession game to work against the Columbus Blue Jackets. And I think that possession game is to play like you're playing on a big ice surface in Europe and stay in the neutral zone a lot and pick your spots and kind of make Columbus look stupid for not attacking. That happened with Ottawa when, I can't remember the coach. Boucher was playing in Ottawa. He was playing a 4-man system, and they wouldn't attack you at all in the offensive zone. And Philadelphia went and played with the puck in the defensive zone on purpose to make them look stupid for like a minute and a half. And they just stood there and didn't attack. And after that, was it Ottawa? No, it was Tampa. It was when he was with Tampa. And after that, Tampa, all the guys were so embarrassed that Tampa went to shit and they had to fire Boucher. Maybe Toronto needs to do this with the Tortorella system and see if that works. Try to make them look stupid for playing their system. But Tortorella is going to sit there and say, I don't give a fuck if you look stupid. I only care if you win. And if you win, you're not going to look stupid. So we'll see. But I think that's what Toronto should try to do. Try to make the players feel uncomfortable playing that system. And maybe they'll try to do something like that. I don't know. I don't think they've got the defense to do it.
You got to figure too, a lot depends probably on special teams, eh? I mean, what kind of reffing are we going to get in these series and all those little things, if the teams can prevent giving up power plays, I mean, power plays are so much.
Columbus
That's what
does not want to go on the power play. And I believe they didn't go on the power play too often in the regular season, considering the type of game they play. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's one thing too that makes me want to lean for Toronto is the fact that if they can get one or two power plays a game, I mean, they got the type of offense that they can really, they can score on their power play opportunities, When you look at Columbus, yeah, they can score, but I mean, they ain't so top heavy offensively, you know what I mean? When you got Nylander, Matthews, Tavares, and I know I'm forgetting another one, Marner. You got a power play rolling with those 3-4 guys. I mean, geez, Crow. Tyson on the end, or Muzzin pounding it from the point. And you got these guys all around the net just waiting for the chance. I mean, it's going to be tough for Columbus. But I mean, it's all going to be coming down to the little things for sure. Not giving up. What kind of system, like you said, what kind of system they're going to be playing, what kind of reffing we're going to get. Sometimes refs decide games.
You got Johnson. I don't know if is Johnson going to be available. I didn't even. I thought he was.
Yeah, I think so.
Andreas Johnson is on long-term injury reserve. That's all it says. So even if he is, let's say he is, you've got Johnson, Kerfoot, and Kapanen as your third line. That's a good second line. It's not a good third line. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like that as a third line at all. It's too soft. So they're going to be playing, but that's a possession game. If you're going to play a possession system, play your possession system, and they're going to have to win and die with that system, which means a lot of neutral zone, passing back and forth, looking for your spots, staying away from people, playing sort of a perimeter game. That's the way they want to win, and that's what they're going to live and die by. And I just think that they got a bad luck here getting Columbus in this. If they had Florida, I'd be taking them all day long. If they had, somebody like that, I'd be taking Toronto all day long. In Columbus, I don't like it.
Yeah, it could be a tough matchup for Toronto, but I think they've been burnt the last 2 years going into the playoffs, and I think they've had their fill. I think you're going to see a different Toronto team playing. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I'm hoping. I'm going to be having a parlay on some of these matchups, so I hope they come through.
That's our full 42, boys and girls. Now that shows you that B and I are on the same page on most things, but this is kind of how sometimes we come up to these things where we totally disagree. Let us know. Are you on B side here? Do you like Toronto, and why? There in the comment section, or are you more leaning towards this? Did anything we say affect your lean towards which one you're doing? Are you putting bets on this? Are you subscribing to our channel?
Hit the like.
Please hit the like. Hit the subscribe. We have a Patreon you can see in the beginning and end. We give you a bunch of information there. We have clients that make a lot of money through us, and if you'd like to be part of that, we'd love to have you. It's been awesome having you listen to us and going back and forth like this. It's fun. I enjoy it. I learn a lot from B when he does the opposite. Let me say that when B is really solid on something, I don't really have the best record.
But I'll be honest quickly. I'll just throw that out there, and I'll be honest. I could be a little biased in this matchup because I am a pretty big Toronto fan. But in what my heart says, Toronto's going to win this. So I mean, I am a Toronto fan, but I am also looking at other angles, and I do like Toronto's chances. Yeah.
And I'm not a Toronto fan either. I I actually want the Leafs to win because I think the fans deserve a freaking cup in that city. I lived in Mississauga. They live and die for their team. I think they deserve it. They pay a lot of money to go see the games. I want to see them win a cup, but this is just purely leans. That's it. Have a great day, everyone. Lots of love to you.